Out of turn number 4 they come. Green flag set to go high in the air. The USAC Silver Crown Series OutFront 100 is underway here at Worldwide Technology Raceway.
80 laps of distance on this event, and all of right off we got tough action at turn number 1, Chet.
Yeah, we're going to go 3 wide down into turn number 1. They thought better of it. It's going to be Cody Swanson, the number 1 car. Looking to the out front. Bobby Santos falls back into P2 on the field. Justin Grant, the 91 car, running 3rd down the back straightaway. Big charge down into turn number 3, and look out. Boy, that got crowded in P4.
And let's bring this up right now, Chet. We brought it up all day. This is a track in which these cars can literally draft. That becomes an important part of the equation.
Yeah, 100 laps or 100 miles to distance, 80 laps to distance as they get around the racetrack. Taylor Ferns taking a little peek to the outside, the number 55 car, trying to make a charge down for Taylor Ferns, the number 55 car, looking down to the inside into turn number 3, challenging on Logan Seavey. Seavey trying to hold her at bay, does so, pulls out by a car length out of turn number 4. Meanwhile, up front, top 2 cars starting to separate just a pinch. And as I say that, Justin Grant, big drive down the front straightaway, looks to the inside.
Yeah, and it's Bobby Santos III who powered to the front in car number 22. So Santos, who has won twice here at this racetrack, now in front, but look at this battle down the back straightaway.
Justin Grant's got her wicked up to speed now, looks to the inside of Santos, picks him off down the back chute into turn number 3, puts the 91 car on the point, charges down around the top end of the racetrack, much faster in turn number 3 and 4, carry a lot of speed onto the front chute. He is pulling away from the field. Watch this run on Santos, coming out turn number 2, pulls the nose up on the 22 car. CJ down the inside, side by side, back behind for 3rd on the field.
That was dicey for a moment there, Chet. You're right. Hamilton Jr. tried to work the outside, closed on Santos III. There wasn't enough room to make that happen.
Here he goes into 2nd, gets around the outside of Santos, puts the 22 car back. A.V. Hamilton Jr.'s coming down to the inside. Look out for the race lead down into turn number 1. Justin Grant, you got some company into the turn number 1, and out of 2, it's a new race leader.
There it is. Davey Hamilton Jr. looks stout. C.J. Leary is going to try to follow in his wake as he works to the inside, takes a peek inside of Justin Grant.
You know, normally Silver Crown race, you come out here, you put some laps in, you do go racy at the end of it. This is game on from the word go. C.J. Leary putting pressure now on the 91 car. Out of turn number 4 and onto the front straightaway. But Davey Hamilton Jr. up front, my goodness gracious, has stepped out on him by 5 or 6 car lengths down into 1. Yeah, let's watch him down the front straightaway now. The number 1 car continues to follow along in the footsteps of Justin Grant's. Down into turn number 1 and 2 yet again. Again, a little peek to the outside. Bobby Santos trying to close on him, and here comes Swanson. The attack will happen on the high line. Out of turn number 2, and he's got it. Picks off 2nd on the field. Grant shuffled back into 3rd.
Bad news for the competitors right there. That was a smooth outside pass by Cody Swanson. He made that look easy.
Well, and he's a quick study, and Davey Hamilton Jr. is the first one that did it, and he took note of that. The number 14 car kind of watched him. Is now running that same line as it's time to show some speed here for Santos as he picks up the pace for the number 22.
And meanwhile, showing speed is the leader right now. It is Cody Swanson, who moved to the inside nicely and wrestled that lead away from Davey Hamilton Jr.
Yeah, just a little slick move down into turn number 1. He'll show the way down the back straightaway. Davey Hamilton now the one that has to run and gun and try to chase that number 1 car up front. Decisive move down to the inside by the number 14 car. Hamilton challenges for the race lead. Swanson's going to run him deep down into turn number 1, hang on to the high side and hang on to the race lead as they charge onto the back straightaway.
Yeah, that was a bold move by Davey Hamilton Jr. Now, one thing you don't want to do with abrupt moves is punish those tires. You've got to maintain those.
Here comes Bobby Santos from back in the field. Made the tire pressure changes. Boy, he had to run down to the inside. Oh, and he's off the pace. Dropped back. He had a good charge down into the corner, now finds himself balling back through the field. Santos is slow down on the inside.
Unbelievable. So he has some significant problems.
Well, apparently the tire pressure changes or whatever they were looking at did not address that issue. The 22 is definitely slowed down the front chute. Stay under green flag down the back straightaways. Charge. Hamilton quick to attack down on the inside. It's got to make it happen. Watch Cody Swanson trying to run her deep down into turn number 1, trying to hold off Hamilton. Hamilton putting pressure on Swanson, able to slip away as they drive out of turn number 2.
Yeah, and here comes Mario Klauser. He's gone to the whip down the back straightaway, that 92 car. Mario Klauser's quick, Chet.
He's quick. He needs to come up to speed. Not quite as quick on the trigger there for the number 92 car. He's plenty quick when he gets a lap underneath his belt out here. We'll see if he's able to close on the top two as they race out turn number 4 and down to front straightaway. Throw a blanket, or proverbial blanket, over essentially the top 5. As Justin Grant's right there along with Nathan Bird in the number 11.
So Cody Swanson able to parry that charge by Davey Hamilton Jr. now has a little bit of a cushion down the back straightaway.
And Davey Hamilton Jr. knew he had to strike fast and strike hard if he's going to make something happen. Meanwhile, Nathan Bird working on Justin Grant, looking for 4th. Down into turn number 3, Mario Klauser trying to get around on Davey Hamilton Jr. in the number 14 car. But up front, he'll bring him across here. White flag coming out. One more trip around for Cody Swanson.
Let's see if Klauser can make a move on Davey Hamilton Jr. in the last circuit of this event. Don't believe anything is going to be in the way of a 37th victory for Cody Swanson.
Ooh, look at Nathan Bird back behind. Move on Justin Grant. Look to the outside. Ran out of real estate and hit to get onto brakes hard as they head to turn number 2. But down into turn number 3. Up front, Cody Swanson set to bring him back to the checkers.
Yeah, Cody Swanson, the greatest we have seen in this series, is going to come down. He's going to see the double checkered flags. And the king of this series has done it again, Cody Swanson.
And picking up the win here at the Worldwide Technology Raceway at the OutFront 100. But ladies and gentlemen, out of the car he comes. Get ready to make some noise for Cody Swanson.
Well, here he is, race fans. Cody Swanson, your winner of the OutFront 100. Cody, you and I talked earlier today about how special it would be to win here and all the cool stats that would come along with it. Now that you have done it, is it finally starting to sink in what you've truly accomplished here tonight?
No, I mean, like I told you earlier, it's one day at a time, right? So no matter what the numbers were before today, only one race mattered, and it was trying to win this one for this team. This Doran Racing team, that's a great job. Put in so much effort to give us every chance they could to have a great car, to be able to try to win a race tonight. And so I'm so thankful for them, for the support from Glenn Farms, Henry USA, Rosa Machine and Tool, Duncan Oil, iBox Springs. Man, there's so many people that chip in on this thing. It's Mike Lancy Ford ran great, right? And it takes a team effort, and I'm just thankful to be part of this team.
You faded back in the early stages of the race, and then you fought your way back up through around the midway point. How were you able to use towards the front of the race and then absolutely dominate from there?
I mean, I think at restart I was in 5th. Might have been a little bit pouty, right? That maybe I had played some things wrong and gotten shuffled back further than I wanted, but there were cars that were doing such a good job drafting each other better than I was, and so I got shuffled back, and I took a good restart to try to get 2 of them there and to get going. And I got behind Justin and then Davey leading, and knew they were running awful hard and looked like they could do it all night, so I figured I was going to need to press hard and try to get the lead as soon as I could, and luckily got a big draft on Davey to make the pass, and we had great speed out front, and man, some of them restarts were awful tough. He gets such a great draft, and he really was timing it right, and lucky we were able to hang on there at the end.
Cody Swanson, your winner of the OutFront 100 here at Worldwide Technology Raceway.